Hi everyone, my name is Samhar Johannes and I am the Science Reference and Instruction Librarian. My contact information is on the slide if you have any questions or concerns and you want to get a hold of me after the session. So you get a sense of how familiar you guys are with basic research skills. I want you all to go to the library website on your own and see if you can locate this article. If you can also see how to cite it without looking at a style guide and see how often it's been cited. If you are familiar with our resources, you should be able to answer question 1, 2, and 3 in about 45 seconds flat. So I'll give you guys a moment to pause this video, see if you guys can answer these 3 questions, and then hit play once you've answered the questions. I'm going to show you how to answer these questions myself now. So I'm going to head over to the library website, which is at library.umbc.edu, and I'm going to click on the article tab above the search box, and I'm going to type in the title of the article within the search box. So, question number 1, there's the answer, PDF full text. Question number 2, can you cite this article without looking at a style guide? So I clicked on the title of the article, and then on the right hand side I'm going to see where it says cite, and it's going to show me popular ways to cite that article, and I'm going to look for APA, and there's APA. And question number 3 was, can you tell me how often this article has been cited just looking at our resources? If you click on the database tab and look for the database called Web of Science, this is one of our premier science resources. I'm going to open up the database. I'm going to type in the title of the article. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to see how often it's been cited. And it tells me 49 times. In a little bit, we're going to talk about why this number is important. But that's how you answer question 1, 2, and 3. Take a moment and look at the slide and tell me if you've ever seen anything like this before. This is a typical search string, and this is what you would type within Web of Science or any of our databases. If you've never seen anything like this before, that's okay. By the end of the session, this will make sense to you. So in overview, I'm going to go over subject resources and then talk about search strategies. So I'm going to head over back to the library website, and we're going to touch on 3 different places where you can find subject resources. The places that I'm going to talk about are the places that you'll also find in your future school's library website. There's nothing unique about the resources that I'm going over right now on our website that you will find in your future school's library website. So the first place I'm going to look at is something called a subject guide. A subject guide is where we've grouped all the top resources, just the top resources for each discipline in one location. And so I'm going to click on Research Help and select Subject Guides. And I'm going to locate a discipline that I'm interested in. So I'm going to click on Bio. And the list that it opens up to is the most important list, the list of databases. And as I said before, I'm going to look at Web of Science again. As I said, Web of Science is one of our premier science resources. It doesn't matter what type of research you're doing, you're always going to find something science-oriented related to your topic within this database. So type in a search question, a research topic, an author that you're interested in within the search box, and locate an article that's been cited at least once. So it must have at least a number here on the right-hand side. Once you've located an article, click on the title, and we're going to pay attention to the citation network. So the first number in the citation network tells you how often that article's been cited. So this article has been cited 49 times, so 49 different authors have cited this original paper in their own citation. So I'm going to click on that number, and it's going to give me access to those 49 other articles. If I want to read any of them, I simply just click where it says Find It. The second number is the number of references in that original paper. So this original paper has 23 articles or citations listed within its references. If I click on that number, it gives me access to them. And if I want to read any of them, I simply just click on Find It. The assumption is that with these two numbers, the first number and then the second number, that many of those articles or citations listed are citations that are related to that original paper. So if that original paper is great for an upcoming assignment, it's great for a research paper, you know that you can find a number of additional citations with the time cited and also by looking at its references. So it's an easy, fast way for you to find more citation with doing little work. And so the first number shows you where the research is going on your research topic, and the second number shows you where the research was on your research topic. Web of Science shows you the big picture of your research topic through the citation network. So, as I said before, if you go to Research Help and select Subject Guide, you can find the top resources of your discipline listed here. The list that it opens up to is the most important list, the list of databases. If you want to find additional resources related to your discipline, you can also find that within our website by clicking on the Database tab. So the Database tab allows you to search for a known database. So I can search, for instance, Medline, or I can search by a topic, but the topic has to be broad and generic. So for instance, medicine or health, and all of the databases related to that big generic topic will be brought up. And the same thing within the journal tab, right above the search box, I can search for a known journal, or I can search by a topic, but the topic has to be broad and generic. And so the three different ways for you to find subject resources: subject guide, a subject search within the database tab, and a subject search within the journal tab. So once you know where your resources are, the next question is, how do you actually navigate them and pull anything useful out of those databases or e-journals, etc.? When most people do research, they usually do research like this. They go into a search engine, they go to Google, and they type in a research question. But your resources prefer something like this, a search question that's written like this, a search string. And so we're going to go over what these various symbols and numbers and etc. mean, because your databases, your journals want you to type in something like this. And so all of your resources have a basic page. As you first start off and you're becoming more familiar with the research question, you want to stay with the basic, but like I said, you become more familiar, you want to switch over to the advanced. The surest way to be unsuccessful in your research is to stick to the same synonym. The way a topic is indexed from resource to resource is vastly different. If I'm going to do research on the topic of heart attack, I need to try out all of these synonyms of heart attack. So I'm not sure if heart attack is indexed as heart attack or cardiac arrest or chest pain or cardiovascular disease. And so for me to do comprehensive research on that topic, I need to try out all of these synonyms. Keyword searching is where you place a phrase within quotes or parentheses telling the search engine that you want to search for as a whole rather than separate. So I always use the term or use the example global warming. Unless I place the term global warming within the parentheses or quotes, I'm telling the search engine that it's okay to give me search results with the word global in one paragraph and the word warming in a second paragraph, because I did not specify to that resource that I wanted to be searched for it as a whole rather than separately. Implied Boolean, is when you use and or not. So and means you want all of these terms in every single search result. So global warming and adolescent and young adults. All of those terms will be in every single search result. Not means the word after not will not show up in any of your search results. And then or means that you want one of these synonyms. So you're not sure how the topic of young adults is indexed. So you may type within the search box young adults or adolescent or college students. One of those terms will show up in every single search result. Implied Boolean is similar to Boolean. The plus represents and the minus represents not. Truncation is when you use the star or the exclamation point. They mean the same thing, but you're going to have to do trial and error to figure out what your resource prefers. So right now I have the star after infract. So I'm telling the search engine that I'm willing to accept any variation of that term. It doesn't matter how many characters after the star or the exclamation point. So for infract and the star, that means I'm willing to accept infraction, infracting, infracts. Proximity is when you use the term near. When you simply just write the term near, the word before it and the word after it have to be within 6 words or less of each other in all of your search results. But you can type in N4, N5, which means that you want the word before it and the word after it to be within 4 words or 5 words of each other. Wildcard is when you use the $ or the question mark, and it's to represent, for instance, a dash, and you're not sure how a particular topic is indexed within a particular resource. It's a substitute, and so you use the $ or the question mark. Also, if your word goes from singular to plural in the inside rather than in the ending of a term, use the wildcard. So back to the example that I had at the beginning. What does this mean? So I have the term genetic disorder within quotes. So that means the term genetic disorder will always be together in every single search result. I have the star after disorder. So I'm willing to accept genetic disorders or disorder. I have the term and next. So that means the word before it and the word after it have to be in every single search result. So the word before it is within quotes, so it's genetic disorder together in every single search result, and one of the synonyms for young adults. So it could be young adult, college student, or adolescent. I have the star after adult and student, so adults or students. And then I have the star after adolescent, so it could be adolescents or adolescent or adolescents. And then I have N4, so it's the word before it and the word after it have to be within 4 words or less of each other in all of my search results. And so the word before it is one of the synonyms for young adults, and then the word after it is the word impact. This type of searching takes more work up front from you guys, but the search results are so much better. You're not sifting through millions of records of fluff, but results that are within the thousands or maybe hundreds that are actually relevant. So take a moment, think about a research question, and type your own search string and see what happens when you search for it within the article tab or one of our databases.